Well, hello, everybody, and this is your host, Nuruddin Al-Hammoury, Chief Market Strategist at FBS.com. We will start in few minutes, but first of all, I would like to get a sound test. If everybody can hear me, please let me know. Okay, well, that's great. I'm just going to be starting in just a few minutes today. As you can see, we're covering the FOMC meeting minutes and the markets. And the sound, since the sound is good, we will be starting in just a few more minutes and we will be looking at everything live data from the markets, and also we will try to tune into Bloomberg during our live streaming so we can check what's the latest news, and if we are lucky, we will have some more. We will basically order some send out some signals. But of course, this is not, just the screen that you have or you can see right now is just a still screen. And then I'm going to switch into my uh, broadcasting system, which you will see all the charts, and we'll talk a little bit about the market. So give me just another couple of minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, I guess everything is ready. So here we go. Welcome everyone for the FOMC meeting minutes today. That will be announced in a few more minutes. We'll still have like around 25 minutes. One second. We have around 25 minutes. I hope that you guys also enjoyed the latest coverage that we did over the U.S. elections. It was actually profitable over 24 hours of live streaming, and soon, maybe probably by the beginning of next year, like 2021, we are actually planning on doing the daily live trading so we can all trade together if you guys are interested. So we'll start today with just a little bit of checking about the markets and what's happening right now ahead of the news, because I guess even though the estimates for today's um, even though the estimates for today's meeting minutes doesn't look like there's any kind of a big deal. However, uh, from a technical point of view, it looks like we might see some major moves. Why I would say that? Let me show you on the charts here. So you should be able to see my broadcasting screen right now, and charts and some um, market data on the right side, and also the ticker down there. And soon we'll have the lower third where we will be posting some news and all the news that is correlated with the numbers. So can you see my screen also right now? Is the screen and the resolution is good for everybody? Okay, perfect. And at the same time, today's session should be ultra low latency, so uh, it shouldn't be taking so much time. Like whenever the news comes out, we will be the first to know, or you will be the first to know as well. So since we're waiting for the FOMC for the past, nothing actually has changed when it comes to the US dollar technicals since July of last year. Whoever follows me on Twitter, we've been talking this about the same charts over and over, and this is actually there was no change. Um, well, until today, since July until today, the U.S. dollar index is still trading within the same range. Um, not of a big deal so far, but what is a big deal today is basically that we're testing the lower range of the same support area that has been solid since July of this year. Ever since, I mean, the dollar index was just trading within the same range, like minus this spike that we saw in September for just a few days. At the same time, we saw again in at the beginning of November. That's of course during the elections, and now we're heading lower. Now, the most important thing why I believe we might see some sort of a move or a major event today is because of the chart that you're seeing in front of you. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just check that one. Yeah. So each time we're testing the same area, we bounce back or bounce off these levels. And it is hard for me to say that we just need to break up below that support, which is like already we're under the 92. At least we need to see a daily close below the 92, or more preferably to see a weekly close below that support in order for me to say, okay, stabilization period for the US dollar is done. Now it's time for us to rejoin the trend and keep selling more. General outlook for the US dollar is not good anyway, but what we're looking for is basically, even if you open up the stochastic, which is I don't use it that much, but I still use it, but mostly on the daily chart. But I like the RSI the most, most than any other indicator. But on the daily chart, it is the same thing. It's been hovering around the same area for the past since October, and we are actually almost oversold. So even if today's event was a non-event, I would say there's still a possibility for another bounce off, like maybe. And as I said, the general outlook for the US dollar, of course, it's negative, and definitely next year we will see more and more downside in the US dollar, possibly toward the 90 points. We're at 90, 92 right now, but possibly 90 points or even 80. Between 85 and 87, that would be possible next year. But I still would like to see some sort of a bounce before the downside trend resumes. Today, it's 25th of November. We are ahead of the holidays, just a few weeks now. And usually in December, it's not that big of a deal unless if we see any kind of like major moves or major events. And 2020 is basically no one expected it to be like this, whether COVID and its effects and everything. So we can still expect there's something might actually happen in December. Today, the soccer legend Maradona also passed away at the age of 60. So this year has been unreal for everybody, or unreal in all of the events. So from now until December, or in the end of this year, we can still expect some more events. Hopefully, these events would be better than what we saw during the year. So for today, I would like to wait and see what the Fed, the minutes will show, because it will give us a little bit more information about what's going to happen in the next, or at least some information about the last or the previous event, or not the previous event, the previous meeting. And this chart is basically the dollar index for whom's asking. That's for the US dollar index. So what I would like to say also, from now until the end of the year, or from now until the next Federal Reserve meeting, which is in December, I believe there is actually a possibility. There might be some trades. Whoever's asking Matthew, yeah, there might be a trade if I find something that I'll be interested. Any trades I'll be like putting into my system. I'll also announce it to you. So you will be trading what I'm trading. So whether we lose together or we win together, just like the on during the elections. And I would like to ask if there is anyone who's still buying gold since the election. I'm just assuming there was a lot of talks about gold back then or during the election day. But we had a very good trade on gold. We had a really good trade on the euro. We had on the New Zealand dollar as well. But it was actually remarkable, especially gold one. But anyway, so from now until the end of December, there is actually a possibility that the Federal Reserve might intervene. That's kind of some people might say that it might be dramatic of what I'm saying, but I mean that's what I see. But it doesn't mean any. But this is Nuruddin. Yes, this is Nuruddin, says Ahmed. So why I think the Federal Reserve might actually intervene, because two things: COVID, and at the same time, what basically the Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin last week asked the Federal Reserve to send back the rest of the COVID-19 emergency fund to the Treasury, and that this fund will expire at the end of this year, and it's not going to be extended. The Federal Reserve also sent out a message to the Treasury Secretary saying that we don't recommend sending back the money, and we recommend that the all of the emergency programs to stay in until we see a little bit of an improvement. And now, since a lot of states are actually going back into lockdown or restrictions, this would actually show some negative numbers, of course, like slowing down in the economy. And that's why I believe the Federal Reserve might be able to or might need to intervene before that. Regardless of the intervention, what the Federal Reserve might do, the effect on the dollar is going to be negative, because we know the Federal Reserve is not going to be able to raise rates anytime soon. The Federal Reserve is not going to come and tell us, hey, we're not just going to intervene, or we're not going to add more stimulus. That's basically, it's not going to happen. But if so, by any chance, and if you see anything saying that the Federal Reserve intervened, or the Federal Reserve is increasing its stimulus program, whatever, that's your cue to sell the dollar against all major currencies the moment that you hear about this news. So today, even in 15 minutes, we'll hear about the FOMC Meeting Minutes. We'll see it, and then we will decide what we will do. It might be a non-event also. We don't know yet, but that's one thing about the US dollar index. So as long as we're still within the same range or within the same solid support area, I wouldn't recommend actually shorting the dollar here at these levels, because we're at the end, at the lowest level since August. I will be looking or hoping for something from the Fed today that would give us a little bit of a bounce before the downside continues, because right now, also from a technical point of view, the 50-day moving average is almost back or almost next to its 100-day moving average, and that's one of the things why we sent out also a signal to short gold a few days ago. Usually when there is a crossover of the 50 over the 100, that's positive news or a positive signal on not only on the short term but the medium term, and this would actually happen to gold a few days ago. There you go. This is what happened to gold a few days ago. The crossover below, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to take out also Fibonacci just for a little bit, so as you guys can see what I am talking about. First of all, it was this support area that held gold for a little bit of times from August until the end of September, and then we broke below that support, and then it turns into resistance level. But the most important thing that actually happened was just a few days ago, before the big crash, which is on 16th of November. 16th of November, the crossover of the 50-day moving average crossed below the 100-day moving average, and this is usually a very huge and a very important signal, and this is called the death cross. If you or part of the death cross, because usually we need to see a cross below also the 200 day moving average. So that was a big signal for gold in the past few days. And guess when the crash happened? Just within the same week. The crossover was confirmed on the 17th, I'm guessing. Yes, 17. And then look when the crash happened. So now we're nearing the 200-day moving average, which is, I'm not sure. I mean, it's not easy to broke that 200-day moving average anytime soon, because it will be the first time would be, oh, why this is not loading. Come on, Bloomberg. Oh yeah, there we go. So the last time we tested the 200-day moving average, we just went down below that level just a few days, and then we spiked back up before. That was March during COVID. So we will be looking to that. So imagine if the same move but inverted, which means the dollar index. One second. Trump asked for a second general dynamics. Wellington, what does that mean? I don't know. Anyway, let's put it out. Oh, Trump is asking for another general election. That's unreal. Anyway, so that's for the dollar index, because again, if we noticed a crossover of the 50 over the 100, that would be another reason why I would like to buy the dollar these days after the recent declines, but we don't know. Until then, we need a confirmation, and the confirmation might come from the Federal Reserve today. We might, and if not, then we will have to deal with it. We will have to deal with what the market is going to give us. Okay, so that's the dollar, that's gold. Also, we'll look into the euro. The euro has been trying to break above the 19 multiple times. Today, we can say that it actually broke that resistance already. This is old is gold, and let's take that off too. I don't know what's that. Oh, that's the head and shoulder, or the previous head and shoulder. And actually, currently, it is still also, I mean, it's an inverted of the dollar index anyway. So today on so far, also the euro is still holding around the same area. We saw this back in 2000 and September 2020. We saw also another test or at least on the 9th of September, brings it back lower, and then today. So we'll need to see whether we will be able to break it. And of course, because it's also overbought, I'm sure there's still some room, but that the rest of the room might happen actually just very quickly in order to get some stops out from the markets, because markets are very crowded these days. Everybody's still working from home. So we shall see where we go. So I'm watching also the euro. The British pound is very interesting today, because it's also been trying to break above this. Let's take these out so you guys can get the idea. So for the past few days, the British pound also has been trying to break this channel up. Like, it started here all the way down, half of it, and then tested it again on the 18th of November. Tested it 2 days ago. We went all the way up to 33.98, and then all the way back down, or reversal candle. But it's still, this is because of the Brexit talks, and everybody's just waiting for the Brexit. So it is also priced in, and it's heavily overbought on the daily chart. So that's why I wouldn't definitely recommend buying sterling at these levels. So just keep that in mind as well. So mostly I'm still looking for shorts. Most of the on most of the pairs, better than buying them, because I can't buy something that is already up. I mean, the highest level since August. Just like cryptocurrencies, now people are just, I don't know if any one of you were with us during the election coverage when the Ripple was, I don't know, was around 23, 25, when we say okay, that's, I mean, you can start buying here. But now people are actually buying Ripple, or thinking about buying Ripple, when it's today we're almost crossed 70 cents. It was just 25 cents during the election. So that's one of the most important things, why people actually lose money, and why the percentage of people lose money is high, is because retail traders are always late are always late when they buy, or they're always late when they short, or when they long, or when they short, regardless of what you want to call it. But that's one of the major things, that people always react, but react after the move actually happens. So just like what happened in gold, gold just this year, gold was uh, before the rally, it was around 1400. Um, yeah, around like 1400, and people started like panicking, saying, "Oh, okay, we need to buy gold. We need to buy gold. It's gonna go to 5,000." They started buying when it crossed 2,000, and that's the worst thing that you can ever do. While just a year ago, gold was around like $1,000. Man, a year ago, like 2019, we reached what, 1,040, I guess, something, or 100, 1,140 something. So the problem is with the retail traders, or us, like as like most of the time, like we're always late to the party, and that's one of the reasons most of traders lose money during the first, I don't know, first week or two. Same thing for silver. XAG silver was before. Have a look at silver before COVID. Silver was just $11. Silver was $11 before the pandemic hit. Like that's March, and look at that signal on the RSI. It was $11, and then started going up all the way up, and then people started saying, "Oh, it's gonna go to 50. Let's buy." And guess what happened? Okay, it stopped. The rally stopped, and now we're trending even lower. So once the people who already bought late give up, just like what happened in 2011, then we might see some another move in gold or whatever. So gold stopped rising after people figured out, oh, gold has been going up for the past 6 months. Let's buy it now. So don't do that. So we talked about British pound, we talked about the euro, we talked about the dollar index. We still have around like 7 minutes before the news. We will look into it. Let's have a look at what else do we have? Oh, we have the Kiwi. The New Zealand dollar is very strong. It's actually the strongest currency today, and the weakest is the Aussie. And this guy actually gave us a lot of headaches over the past few weeks. I was expecting the head and shoulder formation to continue, but unfortunately, I was wrong. But the good thing is, I don't wait on my losses. I just let my profit run. So I mean, I took a lot of trades on the Kiwi or on the New Zealand dollar, but I didn't let it run over or run me over for a long time. So now, I mean, even on the monthly chart, there is a lot of resistance areas around the same levels here. So we'll also take a look at it. Even Fibonacci, I guess, on the monthly chart. It starts. I mean, it's not a meeting. That's the meeting minutes. So it's just they sent out a very long statement, and it's going to be in 6 minutes. That's over. I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly. So we might see 70-40 something. I mean, we shall see. But anyway, we have 7 minutes and less than 7 minutes. We have 6 minutes, and we will put also. I'm gonna put this screen on just real quick, and once the news comes out, it's gonna be just right here. I mean, if you want to read it, and of course I'm gonna read it too. Wait, what? Well, that's big. Consumer have planned for Biden to immediately cancel student debt. That will be big, actually. A lot of people will be pissed off. I'm not sure if they can actually cancel that. That would be something. Okay, what is happening with Bitcoin? Oh well, Bitcoin. I mean, I believe, from my point of view, Bitcoin rally did not start yet. And for the record, I wasn't. Where is it going? Hold on, Bitcoin start. Why there's no Bitcoin here? How come? 1 second. Let me just get you the Bitcoin. XBT. Okay. I mean, on Bloomberg, they have everything. It's different. XBT. Everybody knows it at BTC, and on Bloomberg, they decided to change it. XBT. Anyway, Bloomberg. No, what I'm saying here is it's going back to its record high. So that's part of a recovery after the crash that happened a few years back. So, and the difference, so the big difference here is like there's no hype about Bitcoin just like what it was before. So that's why I still believe there's a long way to go for it. But would I actually buy it here at 19,000? Hell no. That's why I'm still holding like a lot of Ripple. I own over 44,000 Ripples, and average cost was like 22 cents, 23 cents, something. And then I'll leave it. I mean, if it goes to $1 or something, that'll be good. If it goes to $100, that'll be good too. But the thing is, I bought it very cheap. Just like also during COVID, started putting some money in some stocks like the airline sector. Even though that it's airline sector will take a long time to recover, but it is still, that's how we do it. Are the news effects more on the small time frames or high? Look, it's both. It depends on the news first. Which currency will the news affect? Everything. It affects the dollar, and when the dollar is affected, everybody is affected too. So we shall see about that. And what else do we have? Oh, Dow Jones yesterday also. That's another thing. Dow Jones reached 30,000 yesterday, and as if the economy is great, everybody's fine, while people are actually suffering. And it's funny how the U.S. President Donald Trump came out with a press conference for what was 48 seconds, just to say, "Oh, congratulations, we hit the 30,000 mark. Congratulations, and bye bye." That was the press conference. But one thing I'm gonna watch also over the next few days is basically these levels here. Let me read some comments. I think XAUUSD will do a buy pullback. What is your take? I'm actually, I mean, again, the pullback for gold, because I still remember like during the coverage of the U.S. elections, there was a lot of people were like saying gold to the stars, gold is going to go back to. I was like, okay, but it's not the time now. I can't just buy gold at 2,000. I would think about buying gold again. I would say, there you go. I always use Fibonacci whenever if I want to buy something or even sell. So I would be very interested between these two levels, 1763. I guess we should be out. Okay, guys. The FOMC should start giving us some info. Just give me a second. Let's see if there's a news headline already coming out, and then we shall see. Just give me a minute. Let me take a look of the. Yeah. 1 second. So far, there's no change. It might be actually no event today, but anyway. Smart match. Yeah, nothing else yet. USD was going to mine opinion. Okay, I'm gonna answer all your questions. Just let us see and read the FOMC. It's coming out. It's coming out on Bloomberg right now. So just give us a little bit and see if there will be any kind of major moves. Bloomberg usually they start also. Okay, give us a minute. I mean, you can all read the news, I'm guessing. Or read what is on the screen. Let's see, Fed release meeting minutes. Let's check it out. Oh, not yet. Okay. So first thing, Fed officials discussed the assets purchase program at November meeting. Okay, we all know that. That's not a big deal. Bloomberg like starts to send out the headlines. Okay, first headlines. Fed circumstances could shift to warrant bond buying changes. So that's one. Okay. Fed. Yeah. Okay. What is basically the Federal Reserve saying, like, there might be actually a change of circumstances could shift to when bond buying changes. Means like there might be some changes very soon to the current stimulus package or the stimulus program. Okay, Fed ongoing careful consideration appropriate for bond buying. So it's kind of like a hint from the Federal Reserve that December's meeting will hold some changes. So let's head into, first of all, let's head to the euro because that's almost ongoing current consideration appropriate. Yep, for bond buying. So let's kick it off with the euro first, and let's check out what we can do. Always good to see you. Thank you, Mohammed. Suhail Khan, USD CAD. Where is it going? Any idea? So far, we're still holding the one spot 30. It might be actually a good idea to risk a long position uh, on dollar CAD, but I'm gonna just hold on and wait for a little bit until all the FOMC out. It's still coming out. So FOMC briefed on options for changes to asset purchases. There you go. So that's actually negative dollar. Let's see. Still reading. I'm still here. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section, and I will answer it. Just give me a minute because I'm still reading. Okay. Well, even Dow Jones is not doing anything right now. I mean, if you just have a look at Dow, if there will be anything, we should start with Dow Index. Okay, many Fed officials saw bond buying as insuring against risk. Okay, that's not a statement, not a big statement. Why it's so choppy? It is not only choppy; it's kind of boring for currencies, let's say, because it's still unclear what's going to happen from now until January. I mean, I actually don't like this statement that much. They're talking about tweaking the QE. I mean, also don't forget. I mean, the election and for the president not to concede. That's trouble. Okay, euro's still the same, 1920. Everything's still the same, so there's not a big deal. Okay, Fed minutes, if needed, could boost pace of an extend major. Yeah, so basically that they're saying but that's if needed, so that's not actually clear. the last statement that they sent out just now, which is if needed, could boost the pace or extend majority, or not and. That's kind of a big deal because if we're saying about or, they might actually keep it as it is, but extending. Extending actually not bad for the dollar. It would be positive. Another headline here just now. A few Fed officials concerned mortgage-backed security buying could pressure housing. So let us also. Okay, most Fed officials favor tapering purchases before liftoff. I mean, we all know that. Okay, let's see. Well, so far again, like there's no big deal for the markets. Even Dow Jones is not getting the idea. They will do that or no. But anyway, we are still. Most Fed officials favor tapering. We saw that FOMC several also concerned that low moderate income household. Would care about that. Okay. Look at Dow Jones. Didn't do anything yet. I mean, that's today's session. Headlines is still coming in. Okay, let me read some comments before I keep reading the statement because it keeps coming out just in a few minutes. What do you think about Kiwi? I mean, yesterday there were like some remarks by the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, so about targeting the housing, which was actually okay. Hold on. Fed officials saw pace of labor market improvement slowing. Oops, that's bad. Okay. Yeah, we will need just to keep an eye on what the okay. For those of you, I'm gonna put all the FOMC data on the screen so you guys can be able to read if you like to read, because there's a difference between reading and give me a second. Lower third English. There you go. The minutes keeps on coming, so don't overreact with. I'm just gonna put whoever wants to read it, they can read it. Okay, here's the. Let's give a look at. That's your load. Okay. Many at the Fed so needed to enhance bond buying guidance soon. Okay, that's something now. to the guidance. That's what I'm hoping, actually, if the dollar would push higher. So still that euro is already done. So if we, you know what, we can actually go, like we can actually risk some euros here. That wouldn't be that bad. 1910. The minutes are still coming out, but that's actually not a bad idea about the. Okay. Whoever is with us, going to, even though it's here, 19, I mean for the euro, 1909, I'm gonna short euro 1909, but my stop would be the high of the day. Okay, that will be my first short for the day. I'm gonna put it also on the screen for you guys to get it. Active trades. Short your USD at 1.1909. Okay, 1909 is my first short on the euro. 1909 is my first short on the euro. Whoever wants to join us, go ahead and join us. 1909. Because enhancing bond buying guidance fairly soon, this is actually good for the dollar and not bad at all. Okay, filled that one. So another stop would be the high of the day. 15. Up that up. Okay, let's see. One more. So did you guys get it? I mean, the first short. 1909. That's my first short on the euro. That's my pick for the time being. Fed officials say need to extend emergency loan program. Okay, we already know that too. Okay, 1 second. That's a big deal. Answering photo guidance soon. That's definitely a big deal. Okay, needs to extend emergency. 1 second. Let me check out this one. Concerned about small firms financing. There we go. Add one more. Oh. So our stop should be very tight, by the way. For the stop, it should be very tight. I'm just gonna put it also on the screen for you guys to see it. EURUSD. Today's high was what? 27.5. 28. That'll be tops. Okay. And let's bring it in. Yellow breaking. Let me go back to the comments. Okay, let's see. I think they'll push higher. Is it what time frame? No, I'm talking about like very short term signature. I mean, we're talking about just next few hours. And as always, we take 25 points or 25 pips, and then we close half of the positions, and then we keep the rest. What do you think about GU in gold? Okay, we'll talk about it. Gold position down, 1790. Still holding exactly. I'm waiting to see whether it goes below the 1800 or no. For me, I'm still buying biased as the price 1909 on 1 month algo and might go up. Okay. California reports record 18,350 new virus cases. Doesn't feel good at all. Okay. Anyway, who took the euro dollar trade with us? Anybody? Or am I the only one who did that? All right. Okay. Keep your stop as it is. Don't change it. Don't panic. And make sure of your risk. Do not risk that much. Keep your risk lower so we can average the trade if it goes against us. But the stop is the same, okay? And it's already screen. Okay, great. Oh, Spyman is here too. New household consumption holding steady throughout the year. Look at that bump. Okay. Okay, staff, so lack of additional fiscal supporting causing significant harm. Okay. Okay, oh great. The British pound. As said, we already talked about it. British pound today. Before you might actually wait a little bit, but Brexit is already priced in. Brexit is already priced in, and again, the pair has been trying like to break this channel throughout the week. That's why I'm not sure. At the same time, I can't buy it here. I would love to see the Brexit deal coming out so that the price would actually go down again because it's already priced in. So, are we exiting with TP of half of it? Half of, I mean, we close half if we hit the 25 points. Yes, 25 pips. We close half if we hit that 25, and then we leave the rest, and then we move also our stop to break even. So yeah, so be careful of the Brexit announcement because it's already priced in. This is why I mean the pair has been going up like for the past few weeks too, and they should announce it like fairly soon. Let's see if we're going to see more and more moves or not. Anyway, there's still Dow is not also moving that much anyway, so we might not get that much of a move. But I mean, if we get the euro 25 pips close today with that, that'll be more than enough. Or that's at least what I believe. Anyone in NZD? I mean, Kiwi again. It is. I mean, if it closes above the 70 today, that will be another. I mean, it's very strong. Excuse me. I wasn't expecting it like to be that much of a big move in New Zealand dollar over the past few days. So, but monthly chart. Monthly chart is, you know, very, 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 very strong. Especially the chart. But at the same time, I can't buy it here. I mean, this is definitely not an idea to buy the New Zealand dollar at these levels. 100% not a good idea to buy it here. I'll be interested in more of a short more than a buying it, definitely. 1 second. Okay, I'm also waiting for dollar Swiss to take a side up or down as it's negatively correlated with the EU. Okay. Where can we see the meeting minutes? It's I can send you the link for it. It's a long one. If you would like to read it, go ahead. Be my guest. I'll put a link just right now. Hold on. You can go to the Federal Reserve meeting minutes, but anyway, I'll send it to you right now. Whoever wants to read the meeting minutes, go to this link. It's already in the chat, and you can follow it. You want to read it, but it's a long one, but it's worth reading. I placed a short yesterday. CAD yen. Would love if Aussie CAD shows a signs toward downside so I can get in. Okay. Looks like it's going to be boring. Anyway, we'll stay for another maybe another 30 minutes or so if there's no big moves or nothing. Okay, Dow is turning back up. Let's see. Euro 6. Okay. The question is, Ludwig, where did you short? Where did you short the Eurosec? And well, the Aussie. Aussie is the same, almost at the same as the. Go back to the Eurosec. Aussie is the same. I mean, have a look for the past 3 days, please, guys. I mean, look. It's been trying to break above that resistance for the past few days. Like, I mean, yesterday. And I would definitely not buy it here, and that's why I'm still into more of a short of buying the dollar against major currencies more than a short it, definitely. I mean, if you're trading the Aussie today, and if you want to risk shorting it, your stop definitely is just above that high. That's it, not more than that. Hey, that was the 50 and 60, and when we went back up. See if it's gonna hold. Okay. British pound short. That's the same as the euro, but I picked the euro over the British pound today. But yes, I mean, look at this also. See if this move is going to expand any more. British pound, yes, you have like double, triple top, if you want to call it, whichever. Okay, that is actually quite difficult for the price to go up currently. In the long term, I think we may see the changes. Cheers. But which one you're talking about, Flix? Signature, what is the best time frame to trade as a beginner? I mean, it's it's not like a black or white. Um, it's not a black or white, but you need to decide what's your strategy. Are you like a day trader? Are you a speculator? You are an investor? I mean, uh, there's a lot of things to consider here. If you're a day trader, of course you're gonna go into like smaller and smaller time frames, but also you need to consider the general outlook as well. Yeah, the Kiwi, yes, Flex, yeah, 100%. I do agree with that. It's hard. I mean, it's hard for me to buy it here, definitely, and also it's at significant resistance that is 0.70. Daily, monthly, yearly, and even psychological level. So we should see if it's show us any kind of a correction from here. Otherwise, I believe there's a lot of stops that already got stopped out over the past few days, including me. So we shall see if it's gonna hold or not. But yeah, I mean, if we didn't see anything from today until like the second week of December, you guys should take a break early this year and just wait until next year where things should be more clear, I guess. And say next year, like beginning of January. But anyway, we'll be watching it for the next 2 more minutes if there will be any move or not. But even Dow Jones is not showing any kind of. I mean, thanks to Trump, because everything is still kind of uncertain about the elections, and even though that Trump legal team already lost 35 cases so far about what they call it, the rigged elections. But anyway, any more questions? And thank you all, by the way, for all the likes and the whoever shared the stream as well on their social media. I can see there's a lot of people here. So yeah, appreciate all your like and shares that you sharing the stream today. Okay, let's put more. Yeah, I mean, looks like there's not going to be any kind of bigger move, even on Dow Jones, which is also weird. But we will have to use what we have. Okay, will the gold price go high, or should we expect it to lower than 1800 for the night? I mean, for the night, I don't think it's going to go below 1800 tonight. I don't think so, but I would like to see gold on the daily chart to show us some sort of what do we call it? There we go. The daily. I'd like to see some support here around like 1798. This one it should not be easy to be broken. Like it should not be easy to be broken, at least on the daily chart. So that's why if you want to short gold here, definitely you're very late. Your short was supposed to be around 1900, not 1800 here. That's $100 already. But today I don't think so. We're gonna go below 1800. I don't think so. But well, we shall see. What about we saw it about what about gold after FOMC? You recommend shorting below? No, definitely not shorting gold right here. No, we'll have to wait for a bounce, because again, for the past few days it was 1900, so definitely not shorting. But I might be thinking about buying it around the moving average, which is the 1798 for a bounce. Yes, but shorting it here, definitely no. I'm short on oil. Anyone else on it? I would also let's do WTI generic. Dow is sliding a little bit, but not that much. So here's the thing about oil. So we tried to break that and then we failed, and then we're going back up. We had a crossover here, went all the way down to 35, and now we're about to cross over higher. This doesn't mean that the price will keep on going up from here. Definitely, I don't see that. And at the same time, I don't see oil going like 50s or 60s anytime soon. So we have the 47 here. You should keep an eye on it. That's number one. Number two, I think you need also to keep an eye. Let's do this one. I did one too. Let's do the other one. Yeah, I mean, there might be the 50s. That'll be the nicest short if it goes there for oil. The momentum is still strong though, but I mean, today showed some reversal, some slowing in momentum. So yeah, I would be with you on that for shorting oil. Okay. Will the British pound fall for the next 1 or 2 days? That's possible. I mean, again, because dollar index so far, we did not break. That's one thing I'm still afraid of because of what happened. Just like back in August, we broke below 92.50. We went to 92 and then spiked all the way back up to 94. Another one was here to another fake breakdown, and today we're in the same area. So I would not be interested in shorting dollar anytime soon, at least until I see daily, weekly close below the 92. Then I would say, okay, stabilization is done. So I would buy gold as if USD is going to fall, and I mean not quite, Ludwig, because the correlation between gold and the dollar index is not as it used to be. I guess what is a core? Wait, well, let me show you something. Spread chart. Yeah, let me show you something about correlations and whether you buy or short. Wasn't this? Oh no, not this one. Sorry. Hold on. Ratio chart. GR. Yeah, so dollar index and XAU, right? I want to show you the correlation between the two over on the daily over the past uh, few months too. So here's the thing. I mean, it's not always negative, and it's not always as negative as you think, because 2019 it was always negative, like almost one. Now we're like in half. Even like during COVID, correlation was almost positive. Means like dollar was going up and gold was going up too, and vice versa. So now it's like almost down half. So that's one thing that you need to keep an eye on. It doesn't always mean that when gold is up, dollar's down, or vice versa. If dollar's up, gold's going down. So especially with correlations, like be careful with the correlation all the time, because it always changes. It doesn't mean if the correlation that we know dollar's up, everything goes down, and vice versa. It's not always the same case all the time. Anyway, that's kind of boring, guys. I mean, nothing's even happening. Let's go again, G2. Let's look at Dow. Maybe there will be something, but there's nothing. Dow Jones Index. That's why sometimes I prefer stocks over FX. But 15. There was one stock. There's a WIE. Oh, $2.07 still holding. That's yes. Nothing's happening actually. 1915 euro. I mean, down 4 points behind us. I'm guessing maybe tomorrow and after would be even. I'm hoping for a better. Better volatility, even though that tomorrow is the Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving weekend for the States. So tomorrow it's going to be, I guess, it's not going to be as volatile as we expect. But okay, Euro New Zealand still at 17,170. Okay, so recommended. Let's see. Let's have a look at the chart. Euro New Zealand. Okay. Okay. That was the right short. There you go. You have the chart here. That was the short. I guess we talked about it in the coverage too, wasn't it? But the short here, come on, Ahmed. To short something at the lowest level since February? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If you went short around here, yes, that was your short, 100%. But to short it here, 1701? Or 1710? 100% no. This is as if you're saying short gold at $1,200 or 1,000. So careful. Careful with what you wish for. Anyway, Ahmad, welcome. Okay, let's go back Dow Jones. Let's see if there's anything else. Kiwi, CAD, Euro, Sterling. Nothing much is really happening. So anyway, we'll stay for another 20 minutes maybe until midnight, Abu Dhabi time or my time. If nothing happens, nothing happens, and if it happens, let it be. Why did this didn't open up? Ooh. Okay. That's not gonna go okay. I observe it for such a long time today. Uranus is hanging on without moving up. Okay. Well, the meeting minutes is out. It's done. It's not the FOMC meeting. It's FOMC meeting minutes. 1 second, I want to see. You can read it on their website, and I just shared the I don't think so. We'll have any trading sessions tomorrow, but maybe. What's tomorrow? Is Thursday. It is possible to do something in the morning, possibly. Yeah. So if you like, you can just subscribe to the channel and just activate the notification. Once we're live, you'll get notification once that is. With the close important dollar will go. I mean, I'm not sure if that's gonna be any big deal. Looks like it. Dow Jones is still hovering around the same area. DC span there. Which one is the hearing? Was it on Fox News? Oh, right side. Okay. Okay. Faz, as just mentioned on the screen, there's only one trade for the time being. We're shorting euro dollar at 1909. It's a little bit against us now, like I don't know, it's like six pips, but our stop is at the high of the day of today's session, 1928, and we're just waiting. If it's gonna move, let it move. If it not, that will be the end of our session in 15 minutes, and maybe we can go tomorrow. Well, we're shorting euro dollar. That's it for now, for the time being. The sterling pound is, or the British pound, here's what is it? Oh, there we go. Pennsylvania is already. Looks like Steve and Dave are suffering. Hold on. Oh yeah. Donald Trump is talking on the phone. Um, Trump is talking to on the phone with the Pennsylvania state legislators, who's holding a hearing on the elections issues and irregularities, as they call it right now. So that's the first time Trump is talking since a long time, actually, after the elections. Who asked about the British pound? I'm looking here, like at the chart. This one kind of it doesn't look good to me. On the short side, more than the upside, yes, I would do that. But since now, I mean, the market is kind of dead. So I'm not actually sure even if the market's going to move from now until the end of the session. There's one more hour left. So from now until maybe midnight again, another 10 minutes. If markets are not going to moving, we're just going to wrap it up for the day and just wait for tomorrow. But we keep our stops as it is, no change our stops for the time being. Guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys are watching this, but this is kind of funny for real. Okay, well, it looks like nothing much is gonna happen. So we will probably gonna wrap it up here, guys. If you have any more questions, please let me know before we close. We have this around maybe 7 minutes, but the only trade that we have, which is I'm actually happy about it, that we just took only one trade, which is the euro, and it is like 9 points against us right now. But the stop should stay the same as it is. I said at 119.28. We won't change it, and targeting at least 25 pips for now. So if you guys have any questions, let me know before we wrap it up in almost 5 minutes. Uh, for anyone who's like the first time here, it's basically just a trading session. We did just only one trade today, and it's still moving. So we will actually, I'm gonna be here for until the end of the US session. So if you have actually any questions, let me know. If because it looks like there's some sort of move now, but I'm not sure about it yet. Anyway, we'll keep the stream on until the end of the session. So if you have any questions, let me know. The stop loss for the euro is the high of the day, which is 20, 25, 28, 1928. That's the stop for the euro. Hey guys, I don't think so. We will have anything new. Markets are not actually moving at all, so I'm guessing we might not actually even moving like throughout the week because tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the U.S. and banks will be closed. Futures will be working as usual, but I don't think so. We'll have any big moves maybe throughout the week. So for the time being, we'll keep the stop loss for the euro at 19.28. That's my stop. If you'd like to do it higher a little bit than that, or as Brill said, 19.33. That's also possible. The high of the day is 19.30. So if you want to put it just a little bit up above that, that would also that would work as well. Market so far, Dow Jones is down by 180. S&P is just like 5 points down, while Nasdaq and Nasdaq Composite Index is above 0.5%. Nothing much is happening. The Pennsylvania state legislature is still holding that hearing on the election issues, but looks like the markets are actually worried about it or concentrating on it. So nothing much really to be done today. It was just only one trade, and we will have a look at it maybe tomorrow. And if we will have any live live streaming tomorrow, you'll guys be knowing by through Twitter, or even you'll get a notification on your phone if you actually subscribe to the channel or activate the notification in your settings. So thank you all for coming. The stream is going to be closed at 1 a.m. Abu Dhabi time, so it's going to be like in 30 minutes. And if you have any questions, you can leave it and I'll answer it before the end of the session. All right, guys, it's like just 6 minutes until the close. I guess there's nothing much really we can do right now, just to keep our stop as it is, and hoping for it to survive during the Asian session. Nothing much really we can do. So that will be a wrap for our today's um, live coverage for the FOMC Meeting Minutes. Hope to see you guys in another session fairly soon. So again, thank you so much for all your likes, all your shares, and I'm not sure if we will be live again tomorrow or after, because it's the Thanksgiving week, so I'm not sure if the markets even will be performing in a very good way. So we'll see you guys maybe next week. Make sure to subscribe and activate the notification in your settings so you can get a notification once a video is out, or when we go live on air, so we can trade together. So again, thank you so much for coming. We'll see you once again very soon.